My beautiful loves, welcome back to the Rambling Psychic Podcast. So, today we're going to talk a little bit about past life love. Um, and one of the main reasons why I'm doing this podcast is I am going to do a past life reading. For those who don't know, I do have a YouTube channel where I do psychic tarot readings. I connect with our guides and what have you. And I've been doing a series where I'm going around the zodiac wheel and I'm asking our guides six very specific questions. And it's really based on soulmates coming together by 2025. And what I've been finding in these readings is there's a lot of past life love. I just did Gemini's. They definitely had that. Matter of fact, it was the first thing they talked about. So I thought, I want to do this past life reading. I cannot wait to do it. But I thought it's best that we talk about it first. So let's just talk about, um, you know, the raw emotional signs that transcends everyday romantic feelings. So it's a love you don't just feel, you remember. Recognizing a past life soulmate often feels less like a new beginning and more like an ancient memory resurfacing. It's a love story that began long before this lifetime, and the moment you meet, your soul remembers a bond that has always existed. It's an immediate and overwhelming sense of, boy, I know you. I feel like I know you. You feel as if you've known them forever, even if you just met. The feeling is a deep, instinctual comfort, as if you finally found your way home. There's no need for pretense or small talk. You simply feel safe and comfortable, completely comfortable and at ease being your authentic self around them. I feel like that is a big clue. If you feel that you have to wear a mask, you have to pretend that you're something that you're not, to please them, then they are not your soulmate. Um, and this instant feeling, we have to remember that we're spiritual beings having human experiences. So our human side may not understand it like our spiritual side would, but eventually you will. Eventually you will. There is a magnetism that defies logic. This isn't just crush or a physical attraction. It's a pull that feels both cosmic and personal. You may find yourself drawn to them for reasons that you can't logically explain. It's as if an invisible thread connects your hearts. There is this invisible thread that does connect your hearts, pulling you towards each other with an undeniable force. This magnetism is a silent promise, sign that your souls have been seeking one another across time and space. And when you're together, the world around you seems to fade. You may find yourselves in a state of synchronicities, finishing each other's sentences, or simply knowing what the other is thinking. The unspoken communication is a hallmark of a past life connection, revealing a level of intimacy that goes beyond words. And I'm just going to give you an example. Have you ever been with someone where, let's say, there is silence, and during the silence, you don't feel right, like you feel like we should be talking, something should be said. Well, when you're with your past life soulmate, you don't feel that. You just don't feel that. You know, Sam and I, my guy, we are past life soulmate. We're actually past life twin flames. And that's probably the biggest thing I noticed. Like we can sit in a room together and not say a word for an hour, but feel each other. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you this because this is real life. This is real life. Um, so let's talk about the purpose. So this is a relationship with a purpose. A past life soulmate connection isn't always easy or perfect. It often carries a sense of unfinished business, a feeling that you've reunited to learn a lesson or to heal an old wound. This can manifest as powerful, transformational challenges that force you both to grow. While the journey may be intense, the purpose is always growth and healing. This love asks you to become the best version of yourself. You know, in the end, recognizing a past life soulmate is a deeply personal and intuitive experience. It's a journey your heart has taken before, and this time you're back to complete it. So, um, this is just a few of the ways that you can tell. You know, I want to say, just adding my own personal experiences and the experiences from my 20 years of reading tarot, but mainly like personal readings. I've been getting more and more requests for past life love, moving into this lifetime. And it makes sense because I do feel, you know, something, well, it's my guides that are telling me this is a time where, you know, we're finishing this 9 year cycle to open up a brand new 9 years. So it makes sense that if you are coming together in this lifetime, that it be around this time, right? Ending one cycle, a new cycle opens. Another thing I want to say, and I'm taking this from Gemini's reading, um, there could be, like, you could be, let's say, in a relationship or, I don't even know if I want to say relationship, but let's just say connected with someone. Um, but you're feeling all this resistance, like resistance, resistance, resistance. That resistance may be your guides because they can't cross your free will. So that resistance may be your guides trying to get you to close an old door so that this new door can open. I often feel, you know, it's not impossible that a past life love come in when you're in another relationship. It happens. Um, but I often find that if that's the case, the relationship that you're in, chances are, is giving you that resistance. So it doesn't mean like I have to be single. Um, but here's the one thing that soulmates in general or twin flames, they do for each other. They lift each other up. They see the best in you. And because they see the best in you, and by the way, it goes both ways, they try to help you become the best version of yourself. So it's different than like someone saying, you know, or someone putting you down. Like this person is not putting you down. This person is trying to lift you up, and you the same for them. If someone is, you know, like using harsh words or, you know, ghost you like comes in and out of your life, they're not your person. I'm not going to say like give up, um, but I want you to think about that. That's the main thing. Sometimes we stay in something that just doesn't really complete us because it's easier to stay in the uncomfortableness than change. Not for everyone, but many times that's why people stay with like someone who knows, I know they're not treating me well. And another thing I want to say is there's this sense of true completion. You know, like you have loved before in this lifetime, and there are different levels to love. Each love, well, let's put it this way, you're either the teacher or the student. So each level of love can teach you something. And that's probably the purpose of it. One of the first things I feel you learn is what I do not want in love, what I can no longer accept. Another way of looking at it is like I think about like my 20-year-old self versus my now 60-year-old self. Would I accept the same type of energy I would have accepted back then? The answer is no. But I now know better, right? Because even though it can take time, doing this type of reflection is so important. And I want to remind you that we're in this universal year 9. I know those who follow me on YouTube are sick of me saying this, but it's so important to understand. As a matter of fact, I might do a podcast on that. Because the last 9 years, this is a time, think of the hermit, where you want to look back, you want to just examine, how have I grown from or through these last 9 years? You want to look at what's no longer serving you. And the reason why I'm saying this is I feel like we have to do our part also, right? Knowing that doors do close, relationships do come to completion, but a new door always opens. I know we don't believe that when we're in the midst of it, but a new door always opens. If someone comes into your life and then leaves and comes back in, they're not your person. I feel like I could do like a comedy skit on this. They're not your person. Especially as it relates to past life love. You are here to lift each other up. And honestly, I cannot wait to do the past life reading. I hope you join me in it. And again, you can look on YouTube and find your sign. I think I have about 7 of them done. But you can look at your sign and is soulmate love coming in for you? I hope so. I hope so, if that's what you're wishing. Now, one more thing I'm going to add. If I really want my past life love, and that, you're both seeking each other, by the way. This isn't a one-way street. You're both seeking each other. But what can I do right now to prepare myself? And that may speak to the resistance you've been feeling, that resistance asking you to close the door. It can talk about you recognizing your growth. I feel like the more optimistic you are about love, and I know it's hard to be optimistic about love. I don't feel like you plan it. I feel like that's already taken care of. You know what I mean? Like divine knows the divine time to bring you two together. And remember, sometimes divine is waiting on us. For what? To complete, to be open, put those intentions out there. Let divine know, I would love to connect with my past life soulmate. I need them. I feel them. Please bring them in. But the more those lessons, the more you have learned, I feel like the easier this becomes when you do come together. Because remember, any broken pieces that still remain, you're going to see them through each other's eyes. And you'll see them so that you can help heal them. But wouldn't it be so much easier if I did that work on my own? You know what I mean? Like I started to understand that past life love, or not past life love, but love in this lifetime that didn't work out. I am no longer going to allow it to get in my way of the type of love that I'm meant for. Like, I don't know, be strong, be optimistic, put your affirmations out there. And understand that if you have felt that resistance, and if you're feeling resistance, your guides are probably talking to you right now. Matter of fact, that may be why I'm doing this podcast. So this is just a little bit on past life love. So I hope that you keep your eyes and ears open for the past life reading. I love doing these readings. This is where we will do your past life first, looking to see how you loved in that past life, any unfinished business in that past life. And then we go to the current life. So we connect the two. I've had so much interest in past lives that I actually added it to my list of personal readings that I offer now. So that's how much I love them. And I know a lot of you do too. So, past life love. Is it for you? Is it coming in by 2025? And probably the most important question, are you ready? Are you ready? All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I thank you. And I hope to see you in our past life reading. Matter of fact, drop me a comment and let me know. I just watched your podcast, Sandy. But I thank you all. I love you all. I hope you feel these podcasts are bringing you value. This is why I do it, to bring you as much information as I can. I love you all so much. I am putting those affirmations out there for you, that those who are meant to come together I was going to say this month, maybe, but let's say by year's end, that it comes together seamlessly. That is my wish for you, and the intentions I just put out for you. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.